July 21st, A Word in Season to the Weary by Brother Bakht Singh. We do not war after the flesh, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3. When all the tribes had acknowledged David as king, the Jebusites also were defeated, yet there were some Philistines who refused to come under the lordship of David, 2 Samuel chapter 5 verses 17 and 18. While he was pursued by Saul and was hiding in the cave of Adullam, David had learned to seek God's counsel and inquire from him before going anywhere. And David inquired of the Lord, saying, "Shall I go up to the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into mine hand?" And the Lord said unto David, "Go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philistines into thine hand." 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 19. Under God's guidance he was able to defeat the Philistines when they came against him. But again there were some more Philistines who came against him. Verse 22. Thus we find how our human nature rebels against the headship and the lordship of the Lord Jesus Christ. You may come under the headship of the Lord Jesus Christ in one area, but other areas are left open. These Philistines were very strong, and they used every possible means to refuse to come under the kingship of David. But David did not depend upon his own army or his own wisdom for victory. He inquired from God how to fight and where to fight. In this case he had to wait and hear the sound of a going in the tops of the mulberry trees before they went against the Philistines. Verse 24. That speaks of the moving of the Spirit of God. By worldly weapons of warfare we cannot defeat the enemy and come under the headship of the Lord Jesus Christ. It is only by the spiritual weapons of warfare that we can defeat the enemy. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4 and 5. That is the only way by which we can defeat the enemy, and keep ourselves constantly under the kingship and the lordship of the Lord Jesus Christ. Satan has great enmity against the headship and the kingship of the Lord Jesus Christ. That is why we find many people rebelling against his kingship and becoming independent. God had to drive out all the enemies of David and then make him king over all. May the Lord teach us how to keep ourselves under the kingship of the Lord Jesus Christ in every matter.